Does everyone else think it's a nice Jewish family? From the outside, you appear to be a nice Jewish girl.
Definitely.
We never die, and we will never die, and here's why.
What's that? You want to know a conspiracy theory that I believe in? That's easy.
Hey, Segovia, back with another one. Hope everyone out there's having a good day, y'all. We got another good one coming up today. Another, might be close to an hour banger today. We got assassination attempts. We got Mandela effects. We got Truman Show. We got Oprah. We got a lot coming up in today's video, y'all. Like always, make sure you guys watch from start to finish. That really helps the channel grow. But with that being said, let's do what we came here for. Let's get into it. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
The mayor of a small town in the Philippines was attacked in an apparent assassination attempt involving a rocket-propelled grenade. The footage comes out of Sharif Al-Guaq, where this white van pulls over to the side of the road. Two men jump out with a rocket launcher and then shoot a grenade at the mayor's car. As you saw in the video, the RPG explodes under the Toyota Land Cruiser, but the car was able to drive away and escape safely. The mayor, Ahmed Ampatoan, did survive unharmed, but his security guards did face minor injuries. The attackers fled the scene in the van and then got into a shootout with the Philippine National Police and the Army. There were 4 men total in the van. One of them is still at large. The other 3 did die in the shootout. This is also the 4th assassination attempt against this particular mayor.
Do you remember that video that China released of the Tianzhou 9 scraping upon the firmament? I mean, guys, it's so unbelievably obvious. They put it on mainstream television that the rockets don't actually go straight up. They always follow an arched trajectory. And then once they reach a certain level in the atmosphere, they tend to scrape something. I mean, this is in like every single rocket video ever. If you actually have a full video of it launching and then going up into the upper atmosphere. Now let's watch this one. This is probably like 37,000 feet in the air. I'm assuming he's in an aircraft. Well, look at that. It's starting to follow an arched trajectory. Man, I wonder why. Probably because no one can go past the Van Allen belts. And apparently there's 7 layers of the Van Allen belts. You know, like the 7 layers of the firmament? So in the globe model, it's the Van Allen belts. But on the flat earth model, the true earth model, it's the firmament, the layers of the firmament. The rocket cannot go past it. Which is why Elon Musk has to make all of his fancy rocket landing videos from AI. Just pay attention to them. The lighting's off. It looks like Ratchet and Clank. And all of the videos and pictures of rockets actually in outer space are CGI. But this video was for entertainment purposes only.
America is going to lose their absolute minds if he comes out, sings an all-Spanish set, dressed up as a drag queen. I think they're going to lose their minds because you're just fractioning the actual audience of the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is usually NFL fans. Now, yes, there are people that won't watch an NFL game all year that will tune in for the Super Bowl. Yes, there's that factor too. But hardcore P1 NFL fans are men 18 to death. So are they trying to piss off people? Or are they trying to get that fringe of weirdos to follow the NFL based on one particular performance during the championship game?
And kill him. End of discussion. Wanted dead or alive. That's it.
How'd you insert?
Fucking Toyota trucks, man. We drove up, drop a daisy cutter. Man, I had the old fucking trusty rusty. I had this red fucking Toyota truck. Like, I would attract mortar fire like you read about, man. It's fucking awesome. And we just drive right up in that bitch, right into the fucking middle. We get out of the truck on my first day. I'm with this other guy. He was like a Panama guy. He was the guy that, in Panama, he shot the machine gun in the barracks and killed all the guys before they got out of bed. So like he had been to combat before. I drive my truck to the top of the mountain, past the tanks. There's fucking savages, the tanks shooting. Like, total fucking chaos, right? There's press. We had to fight our way through the press. We had a guy almost shoot the press. It was great. Like, this is the best thing ever, right? I'm thinking, so we get to the top of the mountain and like, we're just getting mortared like you fucking read about. And I was like, I asked that guy, I was like, is this incoming or outgoing? Like, what's going on here, right? Like, he's like, why? I'm like, this is fucking great. Right? And I was just standing there, right? So he kind of like walked back by the truck and just left me there, right? And then like, I don't know, 10 years later, he was like, hey, remember that day on the top of the mountain? And I was like, yeah. He was like, yo, those were incoming, but you had such a fucking smile on your face. I didn't want to ruin it for you. I was like, I asked you.
Now there's a clip I cannot find. I'm gonna have to just screen record it from YouTube because I watched the video the other day. But he was saying that Tora Bora, like that was where they thought Osama was, right? And he said they went through, they cleared thousands of people. They were just offing them, right? And he said he got to a point and they called a ceasefire and helicopters came in. He said, above my pay grade, I don't know. This is just what I saw and this is what I think. He thinks somebody, maybe not the United States government, I don't know, someone made a phone call, helicopters came in, landed, and got out. He said they would have had Osama within 10 days of being out there. 10 days of the war on terrorism starting. Osama, they would have got him with that Tora Bora. That was where he was at. That's where they said he was at in those mountains. Helicopters came in, got out. Osama ended up not being found for another, 10, 20 years, 18 years? I don't know, y'all.
Without killing a single chicken. And Upside Foods had spent over $200 million in research and development in order to create this technology.
Let me show you how we do it.
Please do. I don't understand.
When we took cells from a chicken egg in 2018, we cracked an egg, we took a small amount of cells, and we froze them in this that goes down to -80.
Wow. And you've used those cells to make hundreds of thousands of pounds of chicken meat.
Step 2 is we take those cells, we gently thaw them out.
Oh my gosh. This is simulating a chicken's body and the cells are just multiplying.
Once we get enough of them, we move on to step 3.
This is protein, fat, sugar. I'm literally feeding the chicken cells over there so they can multiply into chicken meat.
That's right, yes.
And once the chicken feed is in the container, it moves all the way through these pipes and through the factory and eventually ends up in here.
We can look through this. You'll see chicken cells just swimming and swimming in there.
Oh my goodness. It's a lot of chicken. Every 2 seconds, this produces a chicken's worth of chicken meat.
Yeah, every few seconds.
Well, there we go, right? All these videos of what are they doing with the bodies? What are they doing with McDonald's? We see what they're doing at KFC and Chick-fil-A and Popeyes, right? Fake chicken, y'all. That's what we're eating. Think we're getting all this protein. I don't know, y'all. Like I said, I was doing carnivore. You guys know I don't do it no more. I didn't feel good. I've done it before in the past and I felt amazing. This time, I never felt good the 18 days I was doing it. Yeah, you're supposed to wait longer. I'm eating what I'm eating now. I feel great. Weight's dropping. Something's up with this meat, y'all, because I've done keto back in like 2010 times, and I felt like Superman, y'all. I don't feel that no more with it. I actually feel terrible. We're going to get into what I'm doing, too. Let me get some
What's
momentum.
that? You want to know a conspiracy theory that I believe in? That's easy. Electromagnetic fields do awful things to human beings. And an NFL team proves this. Over the past decade, the 49ers are the most injured team in the NFL. Guess where their facility is located? Where they practice, where they go to meetings, everything. Right next to a massive electrical substation. Big Electric does not want you to know about the downside to EMFs. The levels at which Big Electric, Big EMF tell us are safe are not indeed safe. They hurt our collagen, weaken tendons, and cause soft tissue damage. Peter Cohen recently discussed this if you want to get into more of the science stuff. 49ers are the most injured team in the NFL, and we just saw one of their best players tear his Achilles for the second time in his career yesterday. Now you may be thinking, what does this have to do with me? I'm not an NFL player. It will be interesting to see if the 49ers lose out on some players because of this becoming more mainstream. And if they do, if the 49ers have to move facilities. But EMFs are all around us. Those AirPods you may be listening to this TikTok on, those have a lot of EMFs. You may want to look into that. You may have noticed some more rich people, people in the know, athletes have started to wear more wired headphones. Well, yeah, you're putting 2 EMFs between your brain at all times. I'm not trying to freak you out or anything. I'm just saying you may want to look into it.
In order to get in the party, you had to prick your blood.
What the?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all surprised.
Yeah, it is. For
What the
real.
fuck, really? Do you know who was there leaking it? You know
Yeah. It was Bella Thorne's party.
Wow. Who's that again? Oh, that's the Disney girl.
Yeah. And that was years ago.
Shit.
Yeah.
Is she pretty to get in? So you're not a demon, right?
No, it was her party.
Okay, so this is the part that made me stop scrolling, because everyone talks about the party, but what stood out to me was this detail, and that you had to prick your hand to get in. And once you hear that, you can't unhear it. Now, look who's connected to this. Bella Thorne didn't just grow up famous, she grew up inside Disney. Scripts, schedules, image control, every move was watched from childhood. And when you look at what happens to a lot of those stars, it's never subtle. They swing hard from one extreme to the other. What's interesting is how often blood actually shows up in stories around power and access in a symbolic way, entry, crossing a line. I just think it's strange how these details keep resurfacing. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below.
Did you see the thing on the nail changing thing?
Oh,
Did you hear about
yeah.
that?
We got to ask you about that.
Gotta ask you about that. There's this new technology by a company called iPolish, and they can change your nails.
So that thing was at CES, right? So that's the biggest electronic convention pretty much on earth. And they had that thing where they displayed it. And what it does is take this little module, put it on your finger, and it changes the color to whatever color you want. It's digital fingernail. So they had this, going back to the movies.
It's always in the movie.
They had this in 2 movies. Have you ever seen Total Recall?
I have. It's
the old one.
Yeah, the old one. Yeah, I've seen it.
So they had that in the movie where the girl is touching her fingernails and then changing her color.
So what does this look like?
So the 80s, early 90s?
Really?
Yeah.
That's that's the movie. That's not the thing I just showed you.
Okay, where are we going with this?
Yeah.
They had these inventions like a long time ago, or
Yeah,
Like,
for sure. Because not only in that movie, but also in The Fifth Element. Have you seen that movie?
Yes, love.
So that was in The Fifth Element. But now they have these digital fingernails to where you can change the color at any time.
Okay, so hear me out. There's two things. There's either A, this stuff existed that long ago and it was like for some reason hidden technology, or somebody who's just smart was like watching Total Recall, like, damn, you know what? We can make that now.
Yeah.
In 2025, this is something we can make.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, let's make it even look like it from the movie. Like, so then there's like that, you know?
That's good marketing.
It could be.
Good marketing.
But you know what's funny too? Even the iPhone was predicted. Did you know that?
Well, that one is more like, I mean, like even you watch the Jetsons as a kid and they like have like little, where it's almost like FaceTime.
Yeah. That was it.
I think that it's just like, these are obviously like ideas that somebody thought like before it was even possible. Like, oh my God, that would be so cool. And then it's these like really smart people who are like, you know, into technology, scientists, whatever, who are like, okay, let me try to actually make this happen. So I think that's just what it is like the ideas I think are like, you know, unrealistic at first, but then they
actually happen. Yeah, because with the iPhone, there's a movie, I believe it was in 95, called Johnny Mnemonic with Keanu Reeves. And there's this one scene where he's looking for stuff and he's asking the girl, hey, I need this, I need that, blah, blah, blah. Then he says, hey, I need a Thompson iPhone.
One Burdine Intelligent Translator, a Thompson iPhone.
And then people were like, wait, what? And it's in the movie where he says, I need an iPhone.
I had to rewind it like 3 times. I'm like, wait, what? He said iPhone.
He said iPhone in the movie.
Like, what does people even think? Like, think about in the 90s when we had landline phones. We couldn't even imagine something like this. Like, who are these thinkers, these inventors? Like, where do they get this knowledge from? To think about a camera, I remember my dad had the big old VHS camera, like, to go to this, to FaceTime, to social media. I can write a message right now to somebody in China, right? Like, who are these people? Where are they getting these knowledge? Where is this Steve Jobs getting this ancient technology knowledge from? And they're putting it in movies in the 80s, 90s. And it comes true in the 2020s, right? Like, where do they get the mindset for that, to think that forward?
How do you spend $24 billion on homelessness and not have any results? It sounds sort of mathematically possible. Right. You know what I mean? Right. It's essentially like saying, I did $24 billion on home renovations and improvements, and then you walk into my house and go, this is the same burnt orange tile from the 70s. Yeah. Like, you go, well, I've done stuff, and you go, nothing's changed. And you go, well, a lot of it's administration. You know what I mean?
But let's think about that. What? It's all opportunity for fraud, right? I mean, think of what happens in the Palisades or in Malibu. You have to
get through the Coastal Commission. And how much money is that going to cost? You have to get surveys. And it's still
They raised $100 million in a concert and no one got any money.
Right.
And it ends up going to like political organizations. And
then they give it back to the people that are providing the money.
They're always on the left.
It's incredible.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yesterday was the 3-year anniversary. Or sorry, the 3-month anniversary. It feels like 3 years at times.
It feels like 3 years.
Doesn't it? I mean, it's got to even more for you. It just feels like it was forever ago. It's crazy. The Charlie's final book is
Wait. I want to listen that again. What's this?
like 3 years at times.
It feels like 3 years.
Doesn't
Oh,
it? It
he's
feels
not
like
laughing.
it was forever ago. It's crazy.
So when he said that it was 3 years ago, she just laughed. She just laughed like it's normal. And let me show you something else. There she is laughing. And then she realized that she was supposed to be grieve on this one. And then all of a sudden, she just made a sad face out of nowhere. And this whole situation is kind of crazy for me. That what is wrong with that woman? Because she was everywhere but not with her kids. We knew nothing about that girl before. Tell me what you all think about that. It's kind of crazy for me.
That's what I was going to ask.
What are they doing with the bodies? I don't know.
Interesting when they find that.
I don't know, man.
Man, we're turning into a third world country. It's so weird.
I want to show you a video. I was asked not to let you publish this, but the source said that I could at least show it to you. This is security camera footage from outside a Somali market.
What the hell is that? Is that a body? Oh, never mind.
The guy, he's sitting down. You see that thing he sets on the ground when he comes out?
Hold on. I had to
Is this
restart
in
it.
Minnesota or actual Somalia?
So he comes out and he sets something on the ground.
Yeah.
That's his arm.
What?
Yeah, his arm.
What do you mean that's his arm?
That's it's his arm, and it became no longer connected to his body, and he's walking out of the back room of the market to go get medical help.
2 stories about people that have taken salvia. Truly nightmare fuel. In this college, this guy smoked some salvia, laid back, and all of a sudden he woke up, but he was a child, and he lived his entire life. He was a child, teenager, went through everything, got married, had kids, grew old, became a grandparent, had to bury his wife, and then died of old age, basically, and then woke up, and it broke his mind. And he was weeping because he's like, that life wasn't real. I had kids that I loved. This next story, I would say is even scarier. This guy, also college age, smoked salvia, and all of a sudden he was like basically transported to where he was standing on the side of the road, and he was just standing there. Then all of a sudden he turned into a stone pillar, and he was a milestone, like a mile marker stone for 300 years. And he said he watched the forest change. He watched a horse and buggy and eventually turned into cars and a highway. And then after 300 years, a construction crew came and tore him down, and he woke up.
Bro, you go and try to get stoned, you become one.
Like that's like chambers of the brain we can't unlock. Like, why are those chambers there? Like, why do we need to do a substance to open those chambers? Why don't we have access to all? Like, this dude lived a life. He was a child. He went to school. He graduated college, married, children, grandchildren, died, woke up. Like, why do we have no access to those chambers? You know what I mean? Like, they're there, y'all. They're there even without the salvia, but we just don't have access to that dimension. Like, it's just the mind is so crazy.
Moon landing was real. I know I keep saying
come on,
you
gang.
believe.
Come
Was
on,
the moon
gang.
landing real?
God is. Ain't no such
Was
thing
it
as space. It's
real?
atom space, atom space, atom space. The moon landing was fake. They cannot get out. Listen, not that way. Listen, they can't get out the way they're trying to get you to go. Right? They know where the real moon is. You think we got one moon, goddess? We got more than one moon. Right? It's a lot of moons. Right? But let me tell you this, right? Soon the world gonna see 2 things, right? They're gonna see reality shift, right? And they're gonna see death get invented. right? Because right now people are choosing the material world. They choosing matter. And when you choose that, you're going to die. So right now, they are being confused by the internet. Everybody right now is in social media, and they're trapping your soul in social media. So right now, everybody live in that world. They don't no longer live in this world. Your world is social media, right? But that's where your soul is transferred. Remember, I tell you, energy only transfer. They'll transfer a piece of your soul into social media. Now everybody's killing and dying for social media. They wonder why these young niggas running around want to kill you on social media, because that clout is a drug.
And I remember being in that line. And the line, you could walk across the stage any way you wanted to. And you're sitting there and you got on your combine shirt. So your combine shirt got a number on it. It says your position, like DE 75, right? Wiley or whatever. And I remember sitting there. I was like, oh, they in for a show today. It's an eyeball test. So you can walk across that stage how you want. That room is full of scouts, GMs, whatever. Whoever's there to analyze the talent and the prospects. As we get closer to that door, and I'm walking towards it, I know that I'm fully dressed right now. Shirt on, shorts on, but I ain't keeping them on. They've already measured our hands, vertical jump, 40, all that stuff, right? You've been through those measurements. This was a measurement of a different type, of a different kind. So it's my turn to go in. Don't remember if they announced you or not, but you know it's your turn. Shirt off. Had on shorts. Damn. All I had on was like a G-string, basically. I don't even know what you call them things. But you see them people from Europe be wearing when they go swim. Whatever you call that, right? I remember it was blue and black. Like what bodybuilders wear. And I walked on that stage. And all I heard was the reaction to a 6'4" and a quarter inch, 272-pound defensive end who was rocked up, yoked up. It wasn't pageantry. It wasn't to turn around and do a pirouette. It wasn't to pose and put your ankle up in the air like them girls on Instagram. It was none of that. It was just to show them this is the type of physique, this is the top body type that you could build on. At least that's what we were told.
It literally. Y'all, I'm telling you guys, one day when the Phoenix Suns were in the finals, what was that, 2021, 2020, something like that? They were in the finals, y'all. I went through a little stint of smoking weed again, right? I shouldn't have, never do it again, but I went through a little stint, y'all. It became legal where I was at. I went and got some. And I was smoking right there in my where I used to do my YouTube videos, sitting there watching the game, smoking. And I saw it crystal clear how these players are slaves, y'all. How they are slaves. It shows you, I saw it so deep, like when a player comes to talk to the coach and then the coach slaps him on the butt, down to where they show the fans. They show certain fans, like in the stands, cheering, doing certain movements, pointing, laughing, the kiss cam, all of these different types of things, y'all. It's like I opened another chamber, another dimension in my brain. And I saw it. I saw the owners up at the press box leaning over and whispering and then coming back like we see in the movies, like on the Gladiator and stuff, when the owners are up in the press box watching the gladiator down there, the slave down there fighting the lion. I saw it crystal clear, y'all. Now I can't see it no more when I watch these games, right? I had to be under the influence to see that. But we hear these athletes come out and say, we're slaves. We're slaves. We're just well-paid slaves. And I saw it, y'all. Crystal clear. Crystal picture clear when I was watching the Phoenix Suns play Milwaukee in the finals, y'all. It's crazy.
Into me since I was a little kid. I don't think I've ever gave this on my testimony, but you ever watched the Truman Show? Remember the movie with Jim Carrey?
I don't think so.
You should watch it.
Okay.
It's not like rated R. It's like PG, whatever.
Right.
But it's pretty much Jim Carrey. He's just like a regular guy, has a family, and then out of nowhere he realizes like there's like there's people watching him. He starts freaking out like, man, who's watching me? Like, wow. And I remember as a little kid when my parents brought me to see that around like 10 or 11. It freaked me out because I'm like, yo, who is watching us?
Wow.
Like I know that was God, bro. Like that was God.
Like a seed planted in you.
That was a seed. Because after that, I used to ask my parents, like, what are we doing here? Who is watching us? Why are we here? And they would always be like, stop asking that. Like, you ask so many questions, just stop. And it used to just run through my mind, man. It used to torment me, literally torment me at night. I'd just be thinking about it, like, what are we doing here? Why are we alive? What's the purpose of this? So instead of focusing on that, like that side of what we're doing, I just went really hard with everything I did. So I was like, man, I guess I got to be successful in school.
Nothing. Bad Bunny is the plan. You know who's the owner of the Bad Bunny company? Rafael Jimenez Dan, vice president of the defense of Chavez in Venezuela.
You think he's a plant, is what you're saying?
Yeah, it is. Everybody is bland. You know, everybody is like this. Don't see the truth. They have a plan to destroy the democracy. They want to everybody be comunista. Show me what happened with comunista in Venezuela, or in Cuba, or in Nicaragua. Show me what good do. Nothing.
This is how they're cleaning up, y'all. Just throwing that over. It's ridiculous. With all that money they get in Los Angeles, they just put a...
What's that? Oh, people are finding out that a lot of the water that are flooding areas isn't just from rain. What? Tell me more. Yeah, people are finding out that the floods that are happening around the world aren't just happening from the rain. And more specifically, the water itself is coming up from the ground. It's not even really from the rain, they're finding out. And they're recording, such as a woman in Michigan just recorded water coming up from the ground and flooding her area. Oh, goody. Something eerie is going on, so people have decided to do their own investigating. And luckily, some people are finding out that a lot of this water and flooding in areas isn't from rain. No, it's coming up from the ground, and they have video proof of this. I love it. Let's be careful out there with this water rising from the ground out of nowhere. Okay, then.
Infrared sauna guy? I do some, but I've got my own sauna. It's the heater, and I do a lot of witchcraft stuff.
Same.
So
Cold plunge?
Yeah. Cold plunge. I do heat and ice. I do a lot of IV stuff. I do plasma exchange. Have you ever done a plasma exchange?
No.
It's really intense, but
Wow.
it's you feel fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can talk about that later.
Okay, I got my homework is Kenny Chesney's plasma.
This is
See, like that guy was saying earlier, like Bad Bunny's a plant. Like, I feel like these people that get celebrities on their podcasts, these people that get celebrities on their streams, this little clique we see of all the streamers, all the podcasters doing videos together, doing clips together. I feel like those are all plants, y'all. I feel like they're all plants, and they're all like based out of LA. Right? All these people go to LA to get their agents. Their agents makes phone calls, gets them in the room with people. When they get in the room with people, those things happen. Now you're part of the club. You get Kenny Chesney on your podcast to do an interview talking about witchcraft. You see these streams talking about, I was at this boxing event and it was Illuminati, it was a sacrifice. Or we see these people like we saw that dude that had that girl from whatever asking, they prick your blood before they go in. And he acts all surprised, like, really? They did that? When he's in that party, he knows. But they just have to tell us, y'all. I think they're all plants, y'all. I think they're all plants.
Water is recycled. All this brown color is exactly what you think it is. But since water is only limited on Earth, factories take it in to purify it from the waste. The water then ends up in your Dasani water bottle, which you happily drink. And the solid pieces here end up as fertilizer.
Food, burgers. Makes sense, right? We eat burgers, we flush burgers. They reuse it. That could be where they're getting all these McDonald's hamburgers from. Or Duka Dukin. Yeah.
I had just turned 15 and I was an extra in Bad Boys 2.
Really?
And yeah, they were shooting this club scene and they brought me in and I was wearing a Stars and Stripes bikini and a red cowboy hat and like 6-inch heels. And they took me to Mike and he approved it and they said, you know, Michael, she's 15 so you can't sit her at the bar and she can't have a drink in her hand. So his solution to that was to then have me dancing underneath the waterfall getting soaking wet.
Hollywood strikes again. Someone please explain to me, when is it ever okay for a 15-year-old, whether they're an actress or not, to be in a bikini with 5-inch heels at a bar? That is just disgusting and shameful to whoever allowed that, the producers of the film or whoever. Hollywood is clearly no place for child actors. How many videos have I posted with similar things? This is nothing compared to some of the other things. What a dark, evil, and sinister place.
See what I'm saying? Like, now Hollywood's dead, y'all. No one's watching movies. No one's like, that part of Hollywood is dead. They transitioned, they pivoted. Now they're in streaming. Now they're online, social media. That's where they moved to. So this stuff is still going on, right? A lot of these OnlyFans, like these are young females, y'all. Like these are young females and they're making all the money. They got all the cars, they got all the friends, they got, and that's who's influencing our young ones. That's who they're seeing, right? We used to see the movie stars. We used to see, and there was no, like, some kids, you might have had a dream of going to Hollywood and being an actor, but the majority of us didn't, right? We just looked up to these people. But now, these people that are highly influencing, they're everyday people like me right here on YouTube. Like, it shocks the heck out of me when I see people say like, "Man, me and my wife, we can't wait to watch you every day. Like we wait for your video to drop." Like I used to do that with people, like me and my ex used to wait to watch, Nick Merck stream a one and done tournament on Advanced Warfare, or Black Ops 3, or all these different like things. Like people are, but these people that are highly influential doing OnlyFans, and now these young girls are thinking like, "Oh, I can do that." You know what I mean? Like it just switched from Hollywood, switched from actors and actresses. Now they're targeting young females and young men. Was you?
The league has a real problem, a legit problem on their hands, and it's being masked by FanDuel and all these gambling sites, right? Because the revenue's still coming in, but the passion, the average fan, and the rabid fan has left the game in droves,
I'm
and
one of
that's
them, y'all.
not
I'm
a
getting
good
very
thing
close.
for football.
Very close.
You know what I'm saying? Like look at it in terms of jersey sales and all that other stuff. Like there's only so much that the Swifties can do. Okay, like keep going down that road. See how that pans out. You know what I mean? Like we need football playing Jesse. We need to bring the violence back. We need to allow these guys to blow people up over the middle. I mean,
we can't though. We as players sued the owners, so the owners are going to sit there and say we're changing the rules.
Yeah, but not really though. I mean, not really though. I mean, the lawsuits you're talking about are more on the concussive side. Yeah, those were in play long before, and those are just a function of doing business. Like you think about all these industries and how they mitigate risk, right? It's all insurance. It's all a game, right? Like I can go out and have an event where we shoot a lot of guns, and we do, and there's a higher probability of chaos there versus on a field, right? Cheap insurance, so you can insure against everything. It's not that. There's always been people trying to sue the league. League knows how to get around that.
Yeah.
They changed the game fundamentally after 2011 CBA, the last one I was a part of.
Yeah.
That changed the game, and as you know, they can't practice, they don't hit, and they can't get their bodies ready. And where you see it most is in the line play, because that's the guys that need it the most. You guys can go run routes and do technical stuff, right? And get yourselves right for the most part, although they still need more work.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of sloppiness, man. There's a lot of line of scrimmage bullshit. Like there's a much better product 5-10 years ago on the field from an execution standpoint.
I mean, Tommy was saying that. He got in trouble for saying that.
And he was right, and he was saying that almost a decade ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I remember having that conversation with him. He's like, it's so easy right now. It's so easy. And I'm not saying it was easy in terms of we're going to win every game kind of mentality, but in terms of what it takes, all I'm saying is that they did all of it. All the rule changes, everything the league did to get their 17th game, and they're about to get their 18th.
Because they want to have that Super Bowl at President's Day.
It wasn't about player safety, health, and wellness. I'm not saying they want to see guys get hurt. I'm just telling you, we were floated this idea that all the changes were centered around making the game safer. And the game is not safer if you look at it from a rate of injury.
Yeah.
The rate of injuries has actually gone up, soft tissue, all that stuff. They can tell you anything they want. I'm telling you, the numbers would prove that.
Yeah.
And you don't even have to have the inside scoop on it. You can just watch it. Look at how many of the starters and the backups. And by the way, if you're a backup today, you haven't taken a real live rep maybe since training camp. You know what I'm saying? Like, because there's not enough time. So it's a problem, man.
Or padded practices.
They can't hit 2 days in a row. We hit twice in one day.
Yeah.
2 different sessions. So what I'm saying is all that stuff was done because they wanted to get their 17th and 18th game. And yes, there's more revenue out there.
You
it's
put
all money.
something in front of the guys. Hey, we're
not going to be hitting as much.
Yeah, we won't hit as much.
Yeah, we're going to take away a preseason
and you
game.
get them in the back end with that 18th game.
And by the way, I could care less. Do you want to get 17, 18 games, negotiate it, get it done like anybody else? And they did. They finally got it done. Pay the guys. That's fine. But don't do what you're doing because you keep going down this road.
A one a day. Okay, if you look at these one a days and you look at the first ingredient, what does that say, Bobby?
That says calcium carbonate.
Okay, that's called limestone. You'd be better off chewing on the cement outside on the building because feel how heavy that is. It's like a great for a paperweight. Anything that's the first ingredient is the majority of the product. So you're dealing with, the worst source of calcium. It takes like 12 steps to be able to be converted into your body. So it's just like eating rocks. It's cheap. And of course, you have all these synthetic elements, maltodextrin, synthetic vitamins. There's a huge difference in nature between real vitamin complexes and these synthetic petroleum fractionated paperweight type products.
Yeah.
The immortals. I don't know, y'all, because I used to take one-a-days every day. And I don't take them no more because I was taking them and my stomach was starting to get upset. Like, same with the meat, y'all. Like, I eat meat still. Like, I'll have, like, today we're going to have a nice sirloin steak with some corn tortillas on the grill, a little corn on the cob, a little jalapeno to chew on while I'm eating that steak, right? I can't wait. But, like, these vitamins, all I take now is a fish oil, a vitamin D, and a B complex. That's it. And I'm sure those ain't even good for you. You know what I mean? But that's all I take. But I used to have a vitamin stack I used to take every day. But like I'm saying, y'all, things are getting more expensive, which I could understand because of inflation, but at least make the quality of these things go up with our prices. Instead, things are getting more expensive and the quality is, coming down. That's the problem. That's why we're pissed off. Like, if you're going to raise the prices, at least give us some good quality vitamins with that. Don't get worse than it was before, right? I've been taking one a day since I was little. And now when I take in my stomach, I don't know if as you get older, you can't eat, you can't, do certain things no more. Your stomach can't handle pizza, can't handle pasta, can't handle cheese. Those things happen when you get older. Maybe it's that. These things have always been in there. It's just my stomach. I had a young stomach, so it was okay with it. I don't know, y'all, but I just feel like things are getting more expensive, but the quality of foods, quality of cars, quality of house, quality of all those types of things are going down drastically.
Talking with Liz Collins from Alpha News, and she just says something to me. She's like, you ever looked at cardiac arrests involving Somalis? She's like, I was talking with Minneapolis police officers, and none of them ever remember responding to cardiac arrest, aneurysm, stroke, of a older Somali person. 100,000 people out there. The odds say that some of them are going to have heart attacks, and then the police or the emergency services are going to be called to respond. There's some natural deaths happening from medical events within the Somali community that are not being reported. If grandma's got subsidized senior housing, an EBT card, and Medicaid benefits, and you report that she's passed away, those benefits get shut off. What are they doing with the bodies? My mind goes to the facilities that they have for processing meat. This is security camera footage from outside a Somali market. So he comes out and he sets something on the ground. It's his arm.
okay, that's the full story.
No longer connected to his body, and he's walking out to go get medical help. He claimed that he was chopping up meat at this market and fell into the saw and chopped his own arm off.
I do think deep down my gut instinct is that he's almost a plant, a fed. I will say, to go as viral as Nick Fuentes, it either requires a lot of money or like some serious insiders within the social media platforms to boost you. He has to have a clipping team, you know, that's taking all of it. That's expensive, by the way. Taking the clips, yeah, and then you're having hundreds, if not thousands of people posting these on new accounts because you're banned. Where is this funding coming from? I would love to say that he has our best interest at heart, but it's hard to really say, especially just because, yeah, his recent tweets and everything he's been saying and the stances he's been taking on Venezuela and Greenland and a bunch of crazy things. 100% almost opposite of what we know of Nick Fuentes.
You ready to have your mind blown? Apparently, so many people don't know that TikTok was recently sold. And do you want to know who it was sold to? Try this. Go to your search bar.
I tried this, y'all. It's
and
true.
Type in Oracle.
I tried it.
That was the company that just bought this. No, I know. You're like, we already know this. Just type it in. Watch what happens. You ready? Ready for your mind to be blown? Want to see who your new owners are, TikTok? Here we go. I'm going to show you. Because I know so many people are like, my fingers hurt. I can't. I'll do it for you. Hold on. Typed in Oracle, and when you finish, look what's already popping up. Ooh, what? I typed in Oracle. What the heck?
That's true. I did it. Tried it.
Like, huh? Try it yourself. Literally try it yourself. Because you know how so many influencers are full of shit on this app. They're all lying sacks of shit. Like 99% of them. But go ahead and try this yourself.
Worked, y'all. I did it. True story.
I'm in an international market in Memphis, Tennessee. I'd learned something this morning. I was watching a video, and a lady said that the food that is safe for us to eat, the food that they eat, has that U. That if that U was on there, and I was like, that's probably a scam. But look, the promised land, because you know they're God's chosen people. And so I don't see the U on anything except
crazy on little things
that so far.
That
so it
powers that be look
right.
for in our grocery stores that
Let
we
me
pass
break
up
this
on.
down for you. Most people don't even realize Airport TSA is the biggest money scheme that exists. Because if people actually knew how they operate, no one would ever fly again. Because psychologically, we've been conditioned to believe TSA security needs to be very slow and thorough, as if it's necessary to ensure everybody's safety when flying. Because the truth is, Airport TSA was strategically designed to be a long and time-consuming process, so passengers feel the need to purchase TSA PreCheck for faster convenience. Because TSA makes over $150 million a year from passengers enrolling, they have no reason to make the lines any faster, which means this was never about protecting passengers. It's about protecting their profits at the expense of your...
Why y'all still buying houses?
Me and my husband just bought our very first house last month in August, and I just got our very first mortgage statement, and this is crazy. I'm going to read you guys the mortgage statement, but before I do, let me just preface this by saying we live in Southern California. We don't live in a fancy community. We don't live in like a bad community.
Still going to be expensive in Southern
We live in a
California.
normal house. It is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, small backyard, 1,500 square feet, like a normal house, nothing crazy, nothing to warrant this. Okay, our house, we paid $653,000 for the house. We didn't want to pay the PMI insurance or the mortgage insurance, so we did do the 20% down. So we did $131,000 down. So our house loan, or the principal balance, is $522,335. We got an interest rate of 5.25%, and the reason why it was lower than like most interest rates in July, that when we locked this in, is because we did do a 15-year loan. Okay, ready? So the principal for our loan is $1,913.71.
Wow.
The interest on the loan is $2,285.22 a month. And our taxes are $955.78 a month, for a grand total of $5,154.71 a month for a normal house, a normal 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house in a normal community. That is crazy.
75% of our mortgage goes to interest and taxes.
You've heard of the men.
I mean, but you're living in Southern California. You know what I mean? Like, you could buy like out here in Texas. I know Southern California compared to Texas. To me, I'd rather be in Texas. I don't want to deal with all that traffic. I don't want to deal with all these, yeah, you get the beach, that's pretty much it, right? But you're dealing with a tourist destination. So 365 days a year, you're packed. A lot of them are not locals out there. So that right there is a turn. I'd rather just go there for a week or two for vacation, right? But, there's places like where I'm at, right? I got a family member buying a new house. She's in the process of getting a new house. Like she said, a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,600 square feet, kind of what I have where I'm at right now. Now I'm planning on moving pretty soon if I can, right? But she's moving, and the price she's paying for that house, I'm getting over here in Texas, and the house I'm looking at here in Texas, for location wise, would be like a $2 or $3 million house in Arizona, y'all. But it's a quarter of that price where I'm at. It's a price where I can afford. I couldn't afford a $2-3 million house ever, right? But where I'm at, I can afford it, and it's a quarter of the price, right? So, there's sometimes you gotta make a sacrifice. You're gonna get online and complain about your house payment, but you're living in Southern California. I don't care what house you're gonna get; it's gonna be expensive.
Fact, right?
Yeah.
There's a story.
Luke, I Am Your Father is, to me, the biggest one. I know there's a ton of other big ones, like the Coca-Cola logo and other stuff, but...
Berenstein Bears?
Yes.
Or Berenstein Bears? Who knows? But I got a bigger
I always
one.
thought it was spelled with the German spelling, the EIN, and apparently I'm wrong. It's like literally Baron. It's like coffee stain bears. Yeah, I didn't know that.
I've got a bigger one that I just learned, and it blows my fucking mind.
They did a study on bottled water that almost all of the branded bottled waters, Aquafina, Dasani, they were just tap water. They were all just tap water.
Yep, municipally sourced tap water, basically. You're taking out almost all of the nutrients and minerals from that water. You're also getting all the bad stuff you're getting in municipal tap water because you have the people who are on 100 medications who are urinating, and those chemicals do end up back into municipal water supply.
This is crazy, y'all. I just want to show y'all that this
Never
is the
liked
only
Dasani.
water left. What is the problem
But
with
I'm gonna
Dasani?
start getting spring water because my boy's drinking our water. So
Why don't people like Dasani?
for him, I just drink out the fridge,
It's
which isn't good, I guess.
crazy that this is the only water left.
Which isn't good, right? I drink out of the refrigerator, filtered, water. But I think, like, if I do get another house, I'm gonna go. I drink a lot of water, y'all. That's all I drink, right? If I'm not drinking water, I'm drinking sparkling water. I rarely drink a soda. If I do, it's a diet. Yeah, I know that's not good, but I can probably count on 2 hands throughout the year how many cans of soda I drink, right? Very little. I don't drink non-alcohol beers no more. It's been a while since I had one. I just drink my sparklings. But anyways, I think if I go into a new house, I'll probably get like that reverse osmosis, water system or something like that. Cause I drink a lot of water, y'all. So, might as well put something very healthy or the healthiest option into your system.
Fucking shit a long time ago. You
They know what they're
telling me
doing.
we've been spending thousands of dollars and we could have been getting furniture for the fraction of that price? China has a vast manufacturing infrastructure that allows for large-scale production, which means that's why it's so cheap. Watch this.
Who is the Chinese supplier of light luxury furniture? The supplier of various luxury brands is Mingxi.
But did those come out all smashed up though?
Furniture for more than 35 years.
Wow.
Usually you spend $100,000 to buy furniture, but over here you only need 1/10 of the cost.
A couple
and
bucks?
There are many styles such as the Italian
We need to hop
luxury
on
style,
that.
modern minimalism style, American romantic style, and so on. It is one of the largest OEM factories for international brand. If you want to source furniture from China.
Now, I remember back in the day when we was in school, they used to tell us about imports and exports, how prices will be different. But who knew that the prices would be this different? Who knew that good old America would really be getting over us that hard?
Low.
I mean, fucking us real hard. And before you mention anything about the shipping, oh man, the shipping is not that expensive as what you people think. They're basically telling you, hey, come shop with us, skip the middleman.
Scariest part of the story, and this will be most particularly scary to you, is that the person, to see through the eyes of another person, often had to hold hair from the person that they were trying to view, which is exactly what you do in the Santeria. And so they say in that practice, the taking of someone's hair is to take a part of their soul. And if eyes are the windows to the soul and you want to see through someone else's soul, you sit in this chair attached to these frequencies, and then you literally have the power to possess in some way their soul by holding the hair.
But dude,
is that why monks have no hair? Hey, I mean, come on.
But the telepathy tapes, where like that was a pretty common thing, where these kids were seeing through someone else's eyes and being it like, which I'm like, dude, I'm like locked in. The telepathy tapes, I basically believe all of it. Like I'm just like, yes,
yeah.
But yeah, like, so it's like, okay, well, that's a thing. So
you get MK Ultra, where they're using psychedelics to try to enter this world. Then you get, I think it was Project Often, where they start to mix in witchcraft and occultism, and then everything gets exposed and quote unquote.
When we went after him, I think that was very true. And I think somewhere the Pentagon shifted to fucking Saddam was bad guy number one. And I think they focused on the deck of cards and threw every resource they could at that. I personally think it's because the army doesn't want to fight in the fucking mountains, and the army can drive fucking tanks through Baghdad.
I don't know, man. Every time.
And I went down the rabbit hole of Shrek McPhee, right? Watching a bunch of clips, y'all. That night I had a dream. I was in war. I was a sharpshooter. I was taking people out in my hometown. I had a crazy dream of a war happening here. You know what I mean? And just going down, it's so crazy. You can go down a rabbit hole of something, and then later, when you're unconscious, asleep in another realm, you're dreaming about it. And the way I was taking people out, man, I was Delta, right? Sharp.
The album, I always lose somebody close to me. It was my pops, it was James, it was my sister. Like, I always lose somebody close to me. So, you know, shit feel like, you know, some crazy shit, like jinx and some shit. Without being superstitious or just paranoid, I just, you know, take a toll.
I would definitely love to know why Michelle Lamy bought you a diamond ring.
She shot my album cover and she gave me a nice diamond ring.
She also seems very close to your partner. And I also want to know, for someone who's so mid at making music, why have you had such longevity and a glazed career, in my opinion? But they say it's not what you know, it's who you know. And this is why we need to stop idolizing pop stars and entertainers, because they serve a different master. You need to stay away from him because he'll get you in trouble.
That's one of the things I wanted to talk about today is like, there's fucking real evil in the world. And in Iraq, we're in Afghanistan, you go into these fucked up places where they've been like, I don't know, fucking raping, beheading people, fucking forever. Tribal shit forever. Like, there was buildings I didn't even want to fucking go in. Like, you'd go and you'd be like, every fucking hair on my body just be standing up. And I'd be at the doorway and be like, I don't even want to clear this fucking building. You know what I mean? And I don't know fucking why, but I know there's fucking old evil in this world.
Evil's real.
It's fucking real.
And if you've never experienced it, you could walk around delusional, think, oh, come on.
It's real. You can feel it. Like, when I'm around real evil shit, only two places I felt real evil shit in my life is Gettysburg and fucking in Iraq and Afghanistan. Yeah, I felt that like I did because I felt evil before, and it like makes me want to throw up. It hurts my stomach.
You mean in the area of Gettysburg?
Yeah, on the battlefield.
My stepfather felt the same thing. And he's not woo-woo at all. He's like a real straight-edge guy.
Fuck, man.
And he said it felt so creepy.
I was almost going to... Me and my son were out there ghost hunting, right? And we were both going to throw up. And I didn't tell him, but, like, I had felt that feeling before.
It's crazy that you said that about Gettysburg, because my stepdad's never said anything like that before. And he said just the feeling, it was so sad and creepy, and you just wanted to get out of there immediately.
Makes me want to throw up, that feeling.
I think places have memory. I really believe that.
Well, I think it's energy, and I don't think it can be created or fucking... You talk to science guys, right? Energy don't go away, right?
Well, I think you just don't see it and you can't measure it, so you assume it's not there. But I think that's one of the reasons why when someone gets murdered in a house, they have to tell you about it.
Right?
They have to, because like people, they know.
Why were burgers banned in Vietnam?
Because I told them, if we're out there 4 or 5 days, eventually you're going to have to poop. And when you poop, I want it to smell like NVA poop. If they find it, I want them to say, oh, that's one of us. Okay, we got to the point where I started making them eat North Vietnamese type food. So I started teaching them all kinds of invisibility.
Does everyone else think it's a nice Jewish family? From the outside, you appear to be a nice Jewish girl.
Definitely.
And you all are worshiping the devil inside the home?
Right. There's other Jewish families across the country. It's not just my own family.
Really? Things. You don't have to give us the gory details, but what kinds of things went on in the family?
Well, there would be rituals in which be sacrificed, and you would have to,
Whose babies?
There were people who bred babies in our family. No one would know about it. A lot of people were overweight, so you couldn't tell if they were pregnant or not, or they would supposedly go away for a while and then come back.
Anyway, so you witnessed the sacrifice?
Right. When I was very young, I was forced to participate in that, in which I had to sacrifice.
And the purpose of sacrifice is to what? Is to bring you what? What are you sacrificing for?
For power.
Power.
The 80s and 90s, y'all. Different. Imagine Oprah having that conversation on her show if she had it. I don't even know if she still has a show. If she had a show, imagine her having those conversations. Imagine the uproar, right? Imagine all her friends, The View, all these people, Obama's, all these people that would go after her. Probably Republicans too, because they're not even allowed to mess with those people. So imagine, y'all, this is how the 80s and 90s were. This is it. All these we don't have a lot of young ones that watch us over here, y'all. A lot of us remember the 80s and 90s here. It was a different time. Different time.
This is my first voiceover. Joy, I have never seen the film, so this will be my first time too. Hey girl, you're so cute. Hey y'all in the back. Sorry, I'm so shy and weird.
It's where people started raising eyebrows. All of a sudden she becomes tied to SpongeBob. Voice role, soundtrack, the whole thing. A kid's franchise, but with a very adult energy attached. Then comes the premiere. The outfit. Parents are confused. Not just parents, everyone. Why does this feel so off for something that is aimed at kids? And that's when the internet zoomed out. All clips resurfacing and signs that people think look like the horns, an inverted cross that some claim they have spotted. And around the same time, she's suddenly everywhere, spotted with a new best mate. Many are saying that her behaviour feels different lately. And that's when the whole Hollywood conversation starts again. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. Let me know what I should cover next.
He looks like Ron Paul. Is that his name? Remember Ron Paul? The dude who ran president that one time. That's what I'm saying. These people all look alike. Clones.
They are clones.
It's in clones.
But basically what happened with that is that they're not charged yet. But I've never seen in the history of America to where the DOJ has actually brought about a criminal investigation to the Federal Reserve.
What do y'all think that is, though? I think it's because these politicians, we're the product. They get their hustle on through us. This is how they make their money. That's how they win. That's how they eat. They got gotta hustle us. You think about Trump, he's already rich, and his whole crew is rich. So it's like, yeah, they hustling, but they ain't starving.
Yeah, he doesn't have to play these games and con people out of their money to get funded.
That's what I'm saying. So like, it makes sense on why, another reason why all this shit's getting exposed. Because it's like,
he doesn't need it.
He don't need you.
He has all the big tech behind him. Why do you think that all big tech, Apple, T-Mobile, all these guys,
PayPal,
they paid for the new ballroom?
That's because they're a spot now.
Yes,
they bought it.
Exactly.
These politicians, they're like broke boys to them.
Yeah. Now he's like, Federal Reserve, oh, you guys are doing some nefarious shit. We know you guys are doing some nefarious shit. So we're going to hit you with a criminal investigation. And the reason that he hit him with the investigation is because he says Jerome Powell went to Congress asking for money for renovations for the HQ of the Federal Reserve. He said, you're actually cooking the books and you're asking for too much money because it doesn't cost this much.
Daycare anybody?
It sounds like some Minnesota fraud daycare shit.
Everybody getting it cracking.
So he's like, well, let's look into the Federal Reserve, because here's the thing. They've been doing what they've been doing for a long time. Right. Why now? Maybe because tomorrow they are voting on a blockchain-based system where they're using crypto for the new financial system.
AKA, your money ain't good here. And there's no use for you anymore, buddy. You got your hustle on for 40 years.
Here's what's going to happen. He's going to remove Jerome Powell. Then he's going to set somebody else in that chair who's going to play ball. And the Federal Reserve is going to have to adhere to his rules when it comes to crypto and blockchain and all this other stuff.
Last president.
I don't know, y'all. I think they're the same. They play the same games with us. Like, Democrats know how to piss off their supporters, right? Racism, cops, the government, like, they know how to cater to their to their supporters. Same with the Republicans. They're doing the same thing. They know how to cater to their people. Immigration, right? It's the opposite. It's the opposite. They're doing the same thing. It's the opposite. One wants them out, one wants them in. And then one kills one. Like, what came from that fraud in Minnesota? Are they dealing with it? What came from the fraud before 9/11 when they lost trillions of dollars and the Pentagon got slammed into in that section? Building 7. What happened to that money? Where'd it go? Right? They just cater to their sides. That's it. They're the same, y'all. They're the same. And they cater. They got ICE in Minnesota. The Democrats want them out. The Republican people want them in. And the more they feed it, the more they want them in and the more they want them out. And the more we put energy into it, pissed off, right? If you're on the outside looking in, you see it crystal clear. I got a comment yesterday from somebody. I didn't read it really. I don't really read my comments, y'all. I try not to. But I read a little bit of it, and he was saying you shouldn't have a gun at a protest. Now imagine if it was it's crazy, y'all. It's just crazy. It's all right. You can have a gun wherever you want. Walk down the street if it's part of the law. Open, conceal, whatever. I don't know gun laws. I don't know no weapons or anything. But if I'm allowed to have it, I can have it wherever, whether it's a protest, whatever. Right? Imagine if it was banned at protests and somebody did a mass thing. How fast they'd be saying, see how fast they'd be using that saying, see where these shootings happen. They happen where Democrats don't allow guns. Right? You know what I'm saying, y'all? I'm trying not to get political no more. Yesterday I got a little too political and I didn't like it. But they're the same, y'all. They're the same. One wants them out, one wants them in. There's a shooting, makes it even more. Get away with fraud.
Did you guys hear what this antique collector found in a tank that he purchased on eBay that was used in the Iraqi-Kuwait war? And so he bought this thing on eBay for 30,000 pounds, I believe, or euros. Not a crazy amount. What these things, when they're restored, they're worth a lot of money to the right collector. But one day, shortly after buying it, he was investigating, doing stuff inside the tank, and he found in a secret compartment several bars valued, they say it's 68 and a half
the government's
pounds
coming for that,
of pure gold hidden in this freaking tank. Now, some say it's stashed. Maybe you saw videos like this. You know, a U.S. soldier standing in a truckload of captured gold. Unfathomable, okay? But here's the crazy part, where the story takes a somewhat interesting turn. This guy, which must be the most honest man in the world, decided to inform the authorities of his findings. And what he said was, I can't just walk into the bank with this and not have a bunch of questions asked. Now, this gold today, 68.5 pounds, would be worth almost 5.3 million US dollars. But interestingly, he says he doesn't regret what happened next, which is that the authorities confiscated the gold, and all they gave him was a receipt for it. I don't even know what that does. Now, I know off the coast of Florida, there was a guy who was investigating shipwrecks, and he was spending his own time and money over decades looking for lost shipwrecks, and he eventually found one with like a ton of gold and silver. And there's a big lawsuit because the government wanted to say, like, hey, that's belongs to us. Like, but let me know what you guys think. If you found gold in a tank that you bought, is it your gold or should you give it to the government? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below and follow for more.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? They're not our friends, yo. You didn't get nothing for that. Damn, at least throw me $1 million for it, bro. I just gave you 5.2 million. At least throw me $1 million, 500,000, son. Gave him a piece of paper. They gave him a piece of paper. Didn't even give him 30,000 so that he made his money back on his investment. You know what I mean? They didn't even give him that. Where's all this money going? What are they going to do with that 5 million?
Betting was demonized in America, and it kind of should be, because no one can win sports betting. I don't care how smart you are. I don't care how good you are. There's a reason that the Wynn Casino has Encore. There's the reason that the Venetian Casino has 3 towers. Gambling, by definition, is a 53% to 47% gain. Doesn't sound like a lot. That little 3%, 4%, 5%, 6% difference when you're playing blackjack, sports betting, etc. On sports betting, they're taking a 5 to 10% for every transaction that you do. How can you fade that? In a game that's supposed to be 50-50, the house has 5% advantage. Again, 5% doesn't sound like a lot, but let's say that the 3 of us were playing coin flipping. You get 56 quarters, and you get 54 quarters, and I get 44 quarters. Can I beat you on some flips? Of course I can. But if you and I flipped for the next 10 hours, it's literally impossible because you've got 56 quarters and I have 44. You've got 53 quarters, I have 44. I can't beat you over the course of time. People that are sports betting and these prediction markets are literally going to bankrupt so many people in our society. They're going to be in massive debt. They cannot win in sports betting. It is a mathematical impossibility. I don't care how smart you are. I don't care how sharp you are. You cannot win over the course of time because you're paying 5 to 10%. So even if you're really good, you still have to pay the house. DraftKings and Kalshi and all these different Polymarket, etc. They take a percentage of every single bet, as they should. It's a huge operation for them. They spend tens of millions of dollars in regulation. They need to make a ton of money. But the 18-year-olds and the 26-year-olds and the 7-year-olds that think that they can win at betting, it's not physically possible. It's not mathematically possible. It is not possible over the course of time. Anybody can win 1 or 2 or 3 bets. In the Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua fight, you could bet on, are they going to mention Logan Paul, the commentators? You could bet on, are they going to mention the word YouTube,
everything now.
YouTuber? You could bet on Jake Paul by knockout, Jake Paul by decision. Over $100 million will bet on just one platform on Jake Paul. He can't beat Anthony Joshua outside of a lucky punch. Think about the massive amount of people that bet their $100 is never coming back. And the people that won, it's even worse. The people that won think that they know how to win, how to bet now. And they're going to go do it again and again. It's just like when you see slot machines. Someone wins a slot machine, they win a $600 jackpot, they end up losing thousands of dollars because they remember the time that they won.
All right, fam. There you have today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. You made it this far. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, y'all. We got not a lot going on today, y'all. I don't think I'm gonna do too much. Mama Bear's having some stomach pains. I think we're just gonna chill today. Like I said, dinner's coming up. I switched up my eating, y'all. You know why I switched it up? I did carnivore for 18 days straight. Didn't mess up once, right? Not once. Now I did lose, I think, like 8 pounds in those 18 days. But the second, and I know this is going to happen with anything, but the second I messed up, the weight started coming up, right? And I realized just yo-yo dieting, right? Losing 8 pounds, gaining 10 pounds, losing 7 pounds, gaining 8 pounds, right? Just yo-yo dieting. I've been doing that for a long time out here. But it took me doing carnivore because in my mind, like I was thinking for mental health, like the only way I could eat to feel good was keto or carnivore. That was it. I couldn't have no carbs, and if I did, I was going to feel like crap. But eating those 18 days was the best thing that ever happened to me because I realized I ate clean for 18 and I didn't feel good. I had stints of euphoria where I was like, wow, I feel the best I ever felt. But the majority of the time, I felt like crap. So I needed that. I was so glad because now I'm like, okay, I can eat, just some healthy carbs, right? And not go crazy. I have about 150 to On a bad day, like 170 grams of carbs. I weigh out my food, measure everything, have about at least 150 grams of protein. Now, if I get 200 grams today and 150 tomorrow, I'm okay, but at least 150 grams of protein and fat, 60 grams or under, y'all. I feel great. Weight's dropping, right? If you guys want, I'll keep documenting it on my third channel because I got so brainwashed, y'all. I got so brainwashed that I felt like if I had any carb, and I would see in the comments all the time of people, not in my videos, but comments, you know, on watching clips on YouTube or whatever, people saying like, you don't got to do all that. Just calorie deficit, focus on protein, the rest fall in place. But let me get a few weeks of this consistently, and I'll probably start documenting it, y'all. I'll probably start documenting because I was brainwashed. And I feel like a lot of people out there, you know, whatever you do, whatever works, I'm good. I'm happy for you, but you know, I feel just as good as this, if not better, than I did on carnivore, y'all. And I'm eating good food. So I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. I'm gonna get this video edited and up to you guys. This is Segovia. I'm signing out of the Man Cave. Oh yeah, and the merch, y'all. I'm gonna start. Be on the lookout. Be on the lookout. Be on the lookout. That's all I'm gonna say, y'all. I got some good designs. I'm gonna see you guys on the next one. Later.